Bar Spills is a video series that takes you into the American countryside in search of bars with character and the characters in them. I'm John, the interviewer. My son Henry is the videographer and will serve as narrator for the rest of the show.
So without further ado, this is Bar Spills Episode 5, where we stop in the towns of Waldorf and Pemberton, Minnesota. We came across Waldorf unexpectedly on our drive south from Minneapolis. There are 229 people living in Waldorf, Minnesota, according to the 2010 census, and we were lucky enough to run into the former mayor in the only bar in town, the South End Bar. His name was Bob, and we talked to him for a while before having a brief conversation with another town resident outside the bar named Richard.
All right. Well, we're with Bob, the former mayor of Waldorf. Right. And first, I wanted to. Are you from Waldorf? How did you end up here?
I'm from a farm about 7 miles out south of town. We had a dairy farm there with my son, and I moved here when my son came into the business.
So you're still an active farmer?
Semi-retired.
How would you describe Waldorf? What's it like
right now?
Being in this town? Yeah,
it's a bedroom town. We don't have hardly any businesses left.
Is it depressing? Are you happy?
Well, nobody's happy with it, no. But that's the way the rural situation has gone if you look at all these small towns.
Well, what the heck's going to happen? Are we going to end up with no small towns?
Well, everything is...
How small will they get?
Everything is migrated down the road. When they put in Highway 83 out here, that goes right up to Mankato. You can be there within 25 minutes.
Right.
And that's where your employment is now. Fortunately, we have a place like this yet. We can buy a few things, you know.
All right. Well, Bob, I'm going to ask you my one or two questions.
Okay.
What is the what's the question that you keep asking yourself about life? What's the question that you keep coming back to that either troubles you or delights you?
Well, I don't know. I'm content with life. I'm a God-fearing man, and I've farmed all my life, so I'm content with life. Thing that bothers me about this town is, the people that have got a challenge here, if they're going to live here, to maintain the daily operations of it.
You mean the people who live here, or
the people that are going to be residents here?
Are you still involved in government here?
No, I'm not. I'm not in government. I still watch. I go to meetings and things like that. So I'm aware of what's going on.
Well, how bad is it? Is it? What is it just going to keep shrinking
the town
until there's one person left in Waldorf, or
no, I don't think
less than one?
As long as you got homes, and they're livable homes, you will have people.
Is your home is right here in town?
Yes, it is.
Is this the one social spot? What? This is the one bar that I noticed.
Yeah, this is the only.
Is this it?
This is it. We don't have a restaurant anymore. This is it.
You said you're. I noticed you called yourself a God-fearing man.
Yes, I am.
Does that mean that you do not have any fear of death?
No, I don't. I don't really have fear of death because I've lived a full life already. See, I'm 80 years old. So, you look at your life, and my wife and I have got to go to retirement right now. And we've got a good life. We raised 4 children on our farm. I don't fear death.
You know what? Thank you so much for talking to me. What's better than finding an ex-mayor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just send me the royalties on it.
I think that you're gonna become a television personality.
You think so?
And if any of the Hollywood producers call you, tell them I am the one that gets the finder's fee. I found you.
All right.
Content with our discussion with Bob, my dad and I went outside to get some shots with our drone. However, while we were filming, a man named Richard came outside to check it out, and we struck up a quick conversation with him.
I've just met Richard. I was just talking to the former mayor inside the bar, and we were just heading out, but then I saw Richard was coming out here, and so we'll talk with him for a second. Are you from Waldorf?
Yeah, I am now. Normally I was from Wells, but I ended up over here. Yeah,
Where's Wells? Is that nearby?
yeah, it's about 13 miles to the south here.
So did you grow up as a child in this area?
In Wells, yes, yeah.
What do you think of living in life in Waldorf? Are you happy here? Is it?
It's nice, but it could use a little more. There's nothing going on here. There's no grocery store, nothing here anymore. You got to go out of town to buy gas for your lawnmower, get a gallon of milk. That kind of, you know, you living in the cities, that's a whole different deal.
Okay, the question I wanted to ask you was, what's the question you keep asking yourself about life? Is there something that either troubles or delights you, or is it something you keep coming back to?
Well, I think the world's going really bad here. You know, these shootings and, you know, killings and nuts, murders, suicides. You know, what's going wrong with this country?
What was it like when I was 5 years old, or when you were 5 years old? Was it really that different?
Oh, yes.
Or wait,
Oh, yeah.
people still committed suicide?
Yes, but not the same. It's not the same.
If there is there, what's the deepest cause of the change that's taken place for the worse? It seems that you're saying.
The morals are gone. People don't have the morals they used to. They're starting to, you know, nobody goes to church anymore hardly. You know, it's just,
Right.
and I'm guilty too. But
Are you saying you don't go to church?
right.
I don't either. Maybe you and I. Henry. What?
Should we start our own church?
I mean, it's not that.
Wait, you just said so. The
It's
problem is
not
the
it's not-
morals. But so
But
do we need church to become moral? Can we be moral without church and religion?
yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can still. Yeah, you can still have morals.
Did you go to church as a boy?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So
I still feel I'm a good Christian. You know, I have morals.
Yeah.
I don't steal. I don't, you know, do a lot of them things that a lot of people are doing.
So many of us don't believe anymore in a particular religion, yet we still feel that there's been some loss, some ultimate problem caused by the loss of religion. Hey, we're getting too
Yeah.
deep outside here. I can't do this.
Moral standards. Moral standards.
Moral standard.
You don't have to drive west. Drive southeast. Amish community.
Southeast, can we find? We can find a moral
You get
community.
into the Amish community, there's got more moral. Moral.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Well, that's it, gentlemen. Thank you
You're
again.
welcome.
You're welcome.
Here I am standing out, waving my arms outside of the South End Bar
South End.
in Waldorf, Minnesota, searching
deal.
for answers.
There you go.
Thank you.
Leaving Waldorf, we decided to quickly stop at Jamie's Pub in the nearby town of Pemberton, Minnesota. Richard had mentioned this bar while we spoke with him, and we wanted to talk to one more person before the day's end. This worked out well, since there was exactly one customer in the pub when we showed up.
Okay, so where are we? We're at Jamie's
James Pemberton.
Jamie's Pub, Pemberton, Minnesota. We just wandered in and we're talking with Dan. And my question is this: what is the one question that you keep asking yourself about life? What's the one question you keep coming back to that either troubles you or delights you or preoccupies you?
That's kind of a deep question to just off the top of my head.
Is that too deep? Maybe I am tempting to.
Yeah, I don't know. How did I get where I am? You know, I don't know.
How did you get where are you from?
From St. Clair, about 5 miles that way.
Do you live there now?
No, I live here, about a block away.
Oh, in Pemberton.
Yeah, walked up here. Yeah, living's cheap here. I just couldn't, you know, buy. I've had 2 houses here. You don't even want to know what I paid for them, but both of them were, cheap.
What's most people have not heard of Pemberton or been to Pemberton. Tell me what Pemberton's like. What's the
Quiet, not a whole lot of things going on, which I love personally. Everybody doesn't know everybody, which is kind of nice too.
Well, you're saying it's a small town where everybody does not know everybody?
Yeah.
Well, why is that? Everybody keeps to themselves?
Yeah, I know my neighbors, and I know, you know, a few other people that have lived here. But I mean, there's so many people that I don't know. I've never met them before. Yeah.
So, all right, my first question was a failure. It's too much. Then I'm going to ask a question that a friend of mine asked me to ask. If an alien from outer space landed in your backyard, would you invite him in for coffee or go out and shoot him?
It depended on what he landed in. Actually, I'd probably go out and rescue him from my dog.
He would have more to fear from your dog than...
I probably. Well, I'm not. My dog is not necessarily mean, but my dog is very protective. I have a pit bull. A wonderful dog, very loving. But yeah, if she doesn't know you.
Okay, Dan, nice to talk to you.
Very nice to talk to you,
You were nice to us. I didn't.